Today's a beautiful day. Today's a wonderful day. Today it is Thanksgiving, also known as Janksgiving, November 27th, 2025. Also known as Thanksgiving, also known as Janksgiving. You already know what's going on. We did it. We secured it. I know Jank is Shaky Gurga, my uncle. He is a very busy guy, a very, very, very busy guy. And until yesterday, it was up in the air on whether or not the Janksgiving would happen. But honestly, it's annual tradition at this point, and we must continue the tradition. The show must go on, baby. You already know what it is. And that's right. Can we get a land acknowledgement on the special Janksgiving King? Yes. Speaking of land acknowledgements, I did watch PTA's very own One Battle After Another last night. So, yes. Wait, hold on. What land is California stolen on? California was originally, I'm going to do a land acknowledgement, but I don't know what the land is. Oh God, it's fucking AI answers. Oh, I hate it. Native dash land California. Let's see, West Hollywood. How do you do a land acknowledgement? I don't even no, hold on. I'm gonna do it. How do you do a land acknowledgement? Start with self-reflection before starting to work on your. Yo, isn't there a fucking template? I'm fucking Turkish, man. Give me a goddamn break. What the? Why? I feel like there should be a template. Okay. Well, on this day, I would like to acknowledge that the Hasanabi broadcast occurs on the ancestral lands of the Tongva and Gabrieleño Quiche peoples. The Tongva and Quiche are the original peoples of Tovangar, which includes Los Angeles County. The Tovangar supported an estimated 5,000 to 10,000 people in nearly 100 autonomous village states, which were connected by kinship, language, culture, and trade. Prior to the Spanish conquest that began in 1769, yuck. The people of those villages managed their lands with a deep respect by cultivating, pruning, seeding, and seasonal burning. Villages were often built near rivers, creeks, and other sources of water, which supplied a lifeline of food and resources. We acknowledge that the Hasanabi broadcast is being broadcasted live from the city of West Hollywood, which is built upon and has benefited from their land stewardship over many generations. Many Tongva and Quiche continue to live in the traditional territory and care for their lands. The Hasanabi broadcast pays their respects to the Tongva and Quiche ancestors, elders, and relatives past, present, and emerging. We recognize that the Tongva and Quiche peoples who are still here, and we commit ourselves to honoring and uplifting their stories and culture. We seek to build a restorative relationship with people and place, which requires dedication to reciprocity, co-stewardship, repair, and rematriation. There you go. I hit the Hassan Pike delegation has hit a land acknowledgement. Can you do this every stream now? I can't, because there are already chatters who are waiting to explode because I haven't immediately locked in on the news. There are chatters who get really mad about the parasocial in the beginning of the broadcast, in between the time period where I press the stop streaming button and press the start streaming button. If I were to do a long land acknowledgement every time, they would die. I'm not used to land acknowledgements because I'm Turkish, and it's a time-honored tradition to do the reversal of a land acknowledgement, which is to say, I'm coming to you live from Istanbul, not Constantinople, where the spiritual successor of the Roman Empire came to a crippling halt as the gates of Constantinople were ravaged by the Ottoman sons. 1453, best year of my life. You know what I mean? Like, we don't say it's stolen Greek land. We say it's conquered Greek territory that is now Ottoman, that righteously belongs to the Ottoman Empire, which became the spiritual successor of the Roman Empire, if you really want to get into it. You fought a war, now it's yours. That's the rules. Yeah, I did. That's my favorite type of LARPer who's like, yeah, we fought a war. It's called conquering. It's like, you didn't do anything. You're a loser. You don't even have a job. Why are you LARPing like you did any of that? You didn't do any of that. That's actually kind of the whole reason why you're desperately clinging on to this notion that you did that. I feel like if you had done anything in your life that was remotely worthwhile, you wouldn't be doing that. You were born. That's all you did. Pluribus, as far as Pluribus goes, I have not finished the last episode that just came out, but I'm almost caught up on that. And I will say that Pluribus from episode 2, when she just randomly does a Stalin name drop, has rubbed me the wrong way almost. I love it. It's again incredibly shot, but I do think it's like weirdly anti-communist. At first I thought it was about like how, you know, AI is bad. Like I thought it was about AI and like the hive mind and all this stuff, but I do think in a weird way Pluribus might just be about anti-collectivist, anti-socialist, anti-communist in general. It is such a fucking hyper-individualist. It is such a liberal, hyper-individualist assessment overall. But I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not going to throw the baby out with the bathwater on that one because it's such a fucking awesome. It's such a good TV show. God damn, Apple is really fucking cooking. Everything on Apple TV is lip shit, dude. All I'm saying is before people shit on Apple TV, okay, who's out there doing it like Apple TV? Our boy Phineas did their new intro song, their intro sound, and not only that, but also who's out there doing it like Apple TV at a time when every major tech company has done incredible amounts of investment into AI. Apple TV was like, no, we're just going to do premiere television. Actually, we are going to light money on fucking fire. Okay. We are going to light money on fire and we are going to make prestige TV. I think in the era where everyone is pivoting to anti-woke right now, and you're going to see more and more of this, just wait. In the era where everyone is pivoting to anti-woke, and Hollywood is actually still continuing that pivot. For those of you who are unfamiliar, that's still going on. Okay, before woke makes a profound comeback, before the pendulum swings back in the direction of woke, I'm telling you right now, a lot more of Hollywood is going to be even more and more right wing. I can see it. I'm reading the tea leaves. I'm telling you, that's my lock, with the exception of, I guess, like Apple TV. Anyway, this is the part of the broadcast where I tell you about my personal news. And one of the personal news I have for you is that I finally watched one battle after another. I will say, you know, as far as the politics of the movie, I'm just going to say that Paul Thomas Anderson is a little bit of a lip. Okay. He's definitely a lip. I got that vibe from him, I think. If you just watch it as a movie, it's fucking awesome. It's great. The only issue I had was with the score, which I know people are going to yell at me over it. I think the score that was supposed to basically drive the tone of the movie at times could be a little bit too busy, even though it was supposed to be chaotic, and I totally understand that. No, just listen to me. The score was fine. I'm just saying every other aspect of the movie was so perfect that the score left me thinking, the score left a little bit more that I desired out of it. Okay, I don't know music. It's a bad take. I know the score ultimately was still good. I'm just saying that the movie was like 10-10 across the board, where the score was like an 8 out of 10, if that makes sense. Okay, Benicio had only 13 minutes of screen time in a nearly 3-hour movie and was easily top 3 most important characters in the film. My absolute fucking goat, dude. He was so incredible. I did not realize that he was only 13 minutes. Are you serious? There's no way he was only on screen for 13 total minutes. It felt like he was on a lot longer. He was such a pivotal character, dude. Sensei, Benicio del Toro's performance was incredible. And as much as I hate to admit it, because Leonardo DiCaprio, while this movie was being made and being marketed, fucking came out, aside from being like kind of a creep, openly stated his desires to build a green hotel in Tel Aviv or something. He was pretty good. Leo was, as an actor, okay? As an actor, he was great in this. It's just, I don't know. He was just very good. He was just very good in this movie. Leonardo DiCaprio was very good in this movie as an actor. He was a great actor. Then there was also obviously the classic, the new wokes are fucking annoying and even more disorganized. The conversation between Leo and the operator was your chat to a T. Yeah, Comrade Josh. I mean, that stuff was glib and it was heavy-handed. I think there was a funnier way to write that. And I think that's why I'm saying like it's it's PTA's liberalism that stunts his critique of like modern. Like I think Ari Aster did a better job in Eddington. I will say this on just that moment alone where he just goes, "Oh, I need my safe space" or whatever. Like when Bob, played by Leonardo DiCaprio, also known as, what was it, Ghetto Paul or something, or Rocket Man, when he's having this conversation with the newer, with what remains of like the French 75, this revolutionary group, Ghetto Pat, sorry. When they were having that conversation, it was supposed to be a reflection on what like what Radlibs have done to the move, like the revolutionary cause and the revolutionary movement, by being like hyper woke all the time, and how damaging that is. Like, I think he was trying to make an argument about that. He was trying to put that in there. But I do think that the dialogue there was too much of an outsider, just kind of looking at how stupid like those DSA meetings can look like from the outside. The whole like, point of privilege. I have sensory issues, so please don't yell. Like, it was basically a moment like that. Whereas Ari Aster in Eddington actually nailed the ways in which performative activism has this role in modern left discourse that is purely for the performance in and of itself. Yeah, it was a terrible argument. The feds literally were there to kill him, and PTA is mocking OPSEC. Okay, you are the hyper woke, for the record. You are the hyper woke. Calm down. That wasn't about that at all. I think it was good because it showcased the importance of a lot of historic Black revolutionary women, right? But also simultaneously, I think it was just like the most pivotal figure, seen as like an anarchist or just a person with no like real structured, organized interest in making change. Like, I don't think it's a fucking psyop, okay? I don't think it's a psyop or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying at all. It's also a very good movie. The main point, like the most lovable figure, first of all, also shout out Mexicans, okay? I just gotta say, this was a love letter to Mexicans. Like, I don't know what happened in the movie, but god damn, it was so sick. It was like, shout out immigrants, shout out Mexicans, shout out La Raza. They were portrayed incredibly well. Their role was portrayed incredibly well. I think they did a fucking awesome job with that. I don't know. I just think that it left me wanting more. The role that Perfidia played, even as like somewhat of a villain character, right? Movie was poorly written. I think it's like a very dense work that was going to be incredibly difficult to do a faithful adaptation to, especially in Paul Thomas Anderson's vision. And I think he nailed it overall. I think you're wrong about that. It was not poorly written at all. The movie is, it kind of felt like it was like a very woke white man's take on white supremacy that got a little strange on revolutionary Black women at times. And I'm just another white guy giving a take on another white guy. I mean, I'm telling you, like, I thought it was a 9.5 out of 10 movie, okay? I'm just being hypercritical because it's a movie about revolution in America. As far as the politics of it, I'm being hyper critical of it, but it's like, if you don't give a shit about any of that, and if you just go and want to watch like a really good movie, it's a really fucking good movie, incredibly well shot. Yeah, it was just so awesome. It was great. I think liberalism ultimately stunts your assessment of like revolutionary activity. Takes have criticized that point in ad nauseum. Unfortunately, well, I just watched it. So this is I haven't seen any of the other criticisms of people who I respect and admire, or people who I don't respect. I have no idea what other people have said about the movie. This is just my unvarnished take immediately after watching it. It was, again, fucking awesome though. It was so good.